Welcome to the second game of this doubleheader against Maryville College, your Piedmont Lions. It is senior day here, and so we would like to take a moment to recognize the 2023 Piedmont University baseball senior class. These 6 seniors have combined to help lead the Lions to 70 victories over 4 years, including a pair of 20-win seasons. At the Milk Jug, the Lions have posted an impressive 31 wins, including a 13-5 mark this season. Our first senior from Gainesville, Georgia, Kelton Kieschnick. Kieschnick has appeared in a total of 17 contests during his career in the green and gold, including a career-high 7 appearances as a sophomore in 2021. That year, Kieschnick earned a pair of starts pitching over 12 innings of work with 28 innings on the mound in his career. He posts a 1-1 record with his win coming as a freshman against Brevard. This year, Kelton pitched 1 inning against Berea, allowing just 1 hit, striking out 1, giving him 12 strikeouts for his career. Kieschnick plans to graduate in December with a degree in business management. From Gainesville, Georgia, number 19, Kelton Kieschnick. Our next senior from Loganville, Georgia, Nathan Boyce. Boyce has totaled 41 appearances on the mound for the Lions with a career-high 14 outings this season as a senior. He posts a 2-2 record overall, with both wins coming in 2021 at Oglethorpe and in a huge win against LaGrange. Against the Panthers, Boyce entered in a 9-1 hole and pitched 5 2/3 innings without allowing an earned run, while striking out 2 to earn the win. This season, he has made 5 appearances of an inning or more without allowing an earned run. A 2020 USA South All-Academic Team member, he plans to graduate in May with a degree in Applied Mathematics. From Loganville, Georgia, number 31, Nathan Boyce. All-Academic Team member. He plans to graduate. Our next senior from Monroe, Georgia, Grant Olson. Georgia, number 31, Nathan Boyce. Our next senior from Monroe, Georgia, Grant Olson. Olson has spent 3 seasons on the field for the Lions, appearing in 43 games and earning 28 starts. Last year, as a junior, Olson started 23 games, primarily at first base last season, and he took one for the team as Piedmont had a walk-off hit-by-pitch to claim a 6-5 victory at home over Christopher Newport. In 2020, Olson hit nearly 300 on the season and was 3rd on the team with a .418 on-base percentage. He has recorded 31 hits for his career, with 26 last season alone, and totaled 20 RBIs. The lone home run of his career came at Maryville last season with a 2 RBI shot to right. Off the field, he's a 3-time USA South All-Academic Team member, and he plans to graduate in May with a degree in business analytics and a minor in political science. From Monroe, Georgia, number 25, Grant Olson. From Monroe, Georgia, number 25, Grant Olson.
Our next senior from Lilburn, Georgia, James Whitmer. Whitmer came on strong in his career, making a big impact from the start. In the COVID-shortened 2020 season, he started all 17 games as a freshman and hit .356 for the year. He earned the USA South Rookie of the Week 3 times that season and delivered a walk-off in a 2-1 home victory over Pfeiffer. For his career, he has appeared in 92 contests with 80 starts, including a career-high 36 as a sophomore. He has totaled 71 hits, including his first career home run this season against Bridgewater. He's added 45 RBIs in his career and scored 42 runs. Whitmer plans to graduate in May of 2024 with a degree in sports communications. From Lilburn, Georgia, number 5, James Whitmer. Our next senior from Weston, Connecticut, Scott Lyon. Lyon has spent his career roaming the middle infield for the Lions in several different roles over his career. He has played in 97 total games for the Lions, earning 79 starts across 4 seasons. In 2021, Lyon led the team with 4 home runs, as he has totaled 5 for his career, with 1 earlier this season. Lyon has totaled 69 hits with 50 RBIs for his career. Twice in his career, he has been second on the team in walks with 59 total free bases. This season, his best outing came at Covenant, where Lyon went 2 for 4 with 4 RBI, including that home run. Off the field, Scott was named to the USA South All-Academic Team in 2020. He plans to graduate in May with a degree in business finance. From Weston, Connecticut, number 14, Scott Lyon. And our final senior from Gainesville, Georgia, Carter Ballstadt. Ballstadt is the lone member of this senior class to spend 5 seasons with the Lions after coming on the scene as a freshman in 2019. After spending 1 year solely on the mound, Ballstadt has spent the last 4 years for the Lions in center field and serving for 3 seasons as a closer. He began his career with 7 consecutive scoreless relief appearances and posted an ERA under 3 in 2020, 2021, and 2022. Carter holds several records, including the most home runs in a single season set in 2022 with his 12 home runs, and now the most home runs for a career with 21 home runs after adding 6 this season. He set single season records for home runs, RBI, total bases, and slugging percentage last season with a remarkable .777 slugging percentage to end the year. Ballstadt earned a Gold Glove in 2021 as one of the 3 outfielders in the country at the D3 level to do so. Twice in his career, he has earned All-America honors from both D3Baseball.com and the ABCA/Rawlings. He is a 4-time USA South All-Academic Selection and is working toward a Master's in Business Administration. From Gainesville, Georgia, number 26, Carter Ballstadt.
In addition to honoring our 6 seniors today, the Piedmont Baseball program would also like to recognize Amy Ballstadt for her 7 seasons serving as a team mom for the Lions. Her tireless efforts in making Piedmont Baseball a true family are so appreciated and have made this program better each and every day. From organizing fall meet and greets for families every year, to sharing schedules, answering questions, coordinating 7 senior day events, and communicating travel and hotel details each season, your contributions have made our program a special place to play and coach. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Amy Ballstadt.
Ladies and gentlemen, one final round of applause for your 2023 Piedmont Baseball Senior Class. Welcome, Piedmont University Athletics on YouTube viewers. Matt Kodrasky and Chloe Spraglin here, bringing you the action from Loudermilk Field in Game 2 of today's doubleheader in what will be the series finale between the hosting Piedmont University Lions and the visiting Scots of Maryville College. This is not just the series finale. This is the regular season finale. This is the final chance for the Lions to close out this season with a win here. They won Game 1 in explosive fashion by a final score of 19-3, the 5th most runs scored in program history.
Yeah, it was a great game, especially, did you say explosive? They really jumped off from the gun in the very first inning, scored a miraculous 8 runs. We saw the Scots have to have 4 pitching changes just to finish it out in the bottom of the 7th. We honored our seniors today. It is senior day as well as alumni day here at the Milk Jug. We want to say congratulations to all 6 of our seniors that we are honoring today, and hopefully for all Lions fans here, it'll be another great way to end the day.
And anyone who may have missed those senior day festivities, you can go back and watch them here on this stream for Piedmont University Athletics on YouTube, but we also will do them at the end of the broadcast for you as well. Looking at the starting lineups for Game 2 of today's broadcast, as the head coaches be at home plate. Chloe Spraglin, let's walk through who will be starting for the Maryville Scots.
So for the visiting Scots, the number 1 man leading off will be the shortstop, Jacob Johnston. Number 2 in the lineup, the second baseman, Jimmy Meredith. Number 3 in the lineup, the first baseman, Christian Carlton. Clean up, the DH on the day, Will Hubble. 5th in the lineup, the third baseman, Hunter Thaxton. 6th in the lineup, the center fielder, Max Bowers. 7th in the lineup, the catcher, Ashton Whitaker. 8th in the lineup, the right fielder, Colin Dunworth. Number 9 in the lineup, the left fielder, Zach Fritz. And on the mound for the Scots will be the right-handed pitcher, Mitchell Grannon.
And out there for the Piedmont University Lions, leading off will be the left fielder, number 0, Cole Ellis, followed by the second baseman, number 3, Maryville College transfer, Colton Hicks. Batting third will be the center fielder, number 26, Carter Ballstat. Cleanup here will be the third baseman, number 27, Kyle Carlson. Batting fifth is the catcher, number 1, Tyler Nelson. Batting sixth is the right fielder, number 23, Trace Cate, who recorded his first ever home run of the season in Game 1 of today's doubleheader with a 3-run bomb in the bottom of the first. Batting seventh is the designated hitter, number 14, the senior Scott Line. Batting eighth is the first baseman, number 5, James Whitmer. And rounding up the lineup is the shortstop, number 11, Nathan Mix. On the mound, starting for the Piedmont University Lions, it's the freshman Garrett Burton.
Seeing a lot of seniors make their appearance in the lineup today. As per usual, we usually see here at Piedmont, our coaches like to give our seniors the chance to start the day or start any one of the games here. Just give them the opportunity to play in front of their family, play in front of their friends on a day to honor them. We see Carter Ballstat, Scott Lyon, James Whitmer in that lineup. We saw Kieschnick earlier take the mound in Game 1. And
we also saw Grant Olson, a senior, take to the box as a pinch hitter as well. He had a single that advanced Scott Lyon from first to third. That was late in the game.
It was a great game all way round for Piedmont. Went through the batting order 5 times. Great stuff for the Lions. Defensively as well, only let in 3 runs. Would love to see more of the same today. Dropped the first game yesterday in heartbreaking fashion. The Lions went into the 9th inning leading 4-3 and ended up dropping the game 7-4. Not what you wanted to see. Great job for them making better today. Would love to finish it off, not only finish off the series, but finish off the regular season with the sweep. This series, Maryville versus the Lions. Currently, the Lions sit 4th place in the Collegiate Conference of the South. Maryville are in 5th. An extremely important series just because they have a few games separating them. And of course, with the series split right now, this is the rubber match. We want to see our Lions take home the day. And we'll start off with number 4, Jacob Johnston, leading off for the Scots.
Very curious with the substitution for Gabriel Lopez. That being said, Lopez really was kind of struggling in this series. He was one of the top 3 hitters on this roster heading into this series and really had very little production to start things off. And first pitch, Johnson's going to nail him right between the shoulders as he'll take a trot to first off of a hit by pitch. First pitch from Garrett Burton nails Johnson in the back. Now we'll see Jimmy Meredith, the second baseman, step up.
Not what you want to see there to start off the game, but a lot of game to go. Can make better.
Here's the pitch from Burton. It's high off the plate for ball 1. Garrett Burton coming in with an 0-2 record, 5.79 ERA through 14 innings pitched. He has 14 strikeouts this season. This one's going to be a grounder to the third. 5, 4, 3 double play.
And I just said it. We got a lot of game to go. Made better on that hit by pitch with the double play. Good stuff by the Piedmont infield there. It's a very different lineup than we've seen be playing very more consistently. Question if that will have anything to do with the chemistry or any of the communication inside the infield, but these guys spend a lot of time together. And I'm sure that Coach Scally has practiced this and let them know beforehand what would be happening.
First pitch to Christian Carlton here in game 2. Well off the plate, outside the reach of the glove of Tyler Nelson. Fortunately, no runners on base, so no damage done. It'll be a 1-0 count for Carlton. Here's the delivery. That one catches Carlton in the arm. He'll take a trot to first. That's 2 hit by pitches already here in the top of the first. And Christian Carlton, he's been outstanding for Maryville. Came in batting 800 through those first 2 games. He has an RBI, 4 hits, a double, and a triple.
2 runs to his name as well. The slugging of 1.4. Incredible.
Now we'll see a wild pitch that gets away from Nelson, and Nelson seeming a little frustrated right now with how things are getting started. Will Hubble, the designated hitter, up to bat right now. So far for Hubble, he's batting 167 through the first 2 games. Nothing beyond a single, though. He does, however, have an RBI. 1-0 count for Hubble. Here's the pitch. Finds the outer half for strike 1. A 1-1 count for Hubble. Burton with the delivery. Hubble's going to get underneath this one as this one's going to get sent to center. And Carter Ballstadt will track it down for out number 3. So we see a double play followed by a hit by pitch and a fly out. 2 hit by pitches credited to Garrett Burton in just the top of this first inning. Cause for concern, Chloe?
No, not quite. Maybe, got some jitters his first appearance and maybe a few games. 0-2 and 5.79 ERA. A lot of time to get that ERA down. Obviously, he's done a good job so far. No runs, no damage. And you go into the bottom of the first, and you got a high-flying, hot bat Lions team. I think if you're if you're the pitcher, you're fine.
All right, well, we're going to take a quick break as we see the starting pitcher, Mitchell Grand, step up to the mound as he warms up. We're going to take a break. You're listening to Piedmont University Athletics on YouTube. Welcome back to Piedmont University Athletics on YouTube. Maryville held scoreless in the top of the first. Now we head to the bottom of the first. Last time we reached the bottom of the first, the Lions put up 13 runs in game one. And we nearly went around the entire lineup twice, Chloe.
It was so close. What a game we had in our first of the doubleheader today on Senior Day as well as Alumni Day. Cole Ellis will step up to bat, had 4 singles as well as 2 RBIs in the first game. And he'll take a first strike from Brandon Mitchell. Brandon Mitchell is currently has the 4th best ERA in the Collegiate Conference of the South, pitching .272 on the year so far. Prior to last game, or prior to the series, Maryville had the best ERA in the entirety of the CCS, but I'm sure after
giving up 19, that's going to skew your average just a good solid bit, especially with an average of 4.24. Ellis sends this one to center field. We'll see Bowers have to try and chase it down, and he will make the catch for out number 1. A fly out for Cole Ellis to start things off, and we'll see the Maryville College transfer, Piedmont second baseman, Colton Hicks, step up to the plate. Colton, I think he has been absolutely outstanding in this series so far.
All season long, he's had a great year. When Cole Ellis was out with that broken finger, guess who stepped up in the leadoff role? It was Hicks, and he did a great job in that role. And he's back where he normally is, the second man up, and he's doing great stuff. Last game, I do believe he had 2 singles to his name in the last one as well.
2 pitches to Hicks, both of them finding the zone. 0-2 count now. Grannon looking absolutely hot on the mound right now. That one gets away from him a little bit, a little far off the plate, brings the count to 1-2. Mitchell Grannon also leads the team in strikeouts. He has 51 strikeouts. Closest pitcher with the second most strikeout total is Bryce Leonhardt with 36. He was the starting pitcher in game 1 of this series. 2-2 count for Hicks on the way. Hicks gets this one to left field and it'll get down. Hicks rounding first. Will he go for 2? Yes, he will. And he will beat the throw. Second baseman loses the ball. Just falls out of his glove. It'll be a standing double for Colton Hicks.
Great stuff from Colton Hicks. A great hit. Placed it perfectly into left field. And now we see the senior that we just honored, Carter Ballstadt. Ballstadt had 3 RBIs in the first game. See what he can do here with the man in scoring position.
Carter Ballstadt was the #1 player in D3 baseball just a couple of years ago, and he lived up to the hype last season. The best season we had ever seen by a Piedmont player, pretty much in program history. He leads Piedmont in pretty much all individual records. 1-0 count for Ballstadt. Runner on second. That one finds his own for strike 1. And Carter Ballstadt, he's the first and currently only Piedmont baseball player to ever have double-digit home runs in a season. So far this season, he has 6. Pitches high off the plate. Makes the count 2-1. We had a lot of ones there earlier here in the bottom of the first with a ball and a strike and an out. 2-1 count for Ballstadt. Here's the pitch. Ballstadt gets underneath this one. It's going to pop up over by short, and it looks like we will see the catch for the pop out. So a pop out from Carter Ballstadt. Good concentration there by Jacob Johnston to make the catch. And now we'll see the cleanup hitter, Kyle Carlson, step up. Carlson so far this season batting sub 300, 296, barely sub 300, but he's slugging an even 500. So he's very productive offensively. Has 40 RBIs, which leads the team. Sorry, 36 RBIs, which is second to the team.
You'll see a successful steal from Hicks. Slides in his way to third. And now, these Piedmont base runners love to get going. We've seen it early.
Piedmont very aggressive as far as base running is concerned, and now Hicks 28 of 35 as far as stolen bases are concerned. Here's the first pitch to Carlson. Well, second pitch to Carlson. Takes a 1-0 count, makes it a 2-0 count. The Lions really in prime scoring position, and can you imagine the Maryville College transfer scoring in the final game of the season against Maryville to start things off. Swing and a miss from Carlson, strike one.
Carlson in the first game had a run, was walked twice. So would love to get a hit here.
2-1 pitch. Just misses the zone, makes it 3-1. Here's pitch coming up next for Kyle Carlson now. 3-1 count, 2 outs, runner on third. Here's the pitch. Carlson gets this one away just past the outstretched glove of the third baseman. Hicks will score. It'll be an RBI single for Kyle Carlson. Piedmont breaks the scoreless tie with the Maryville College transfer, bringing in the first run to give the Lions a 1-0 lead.
So now up to bat will be Tyler Nelson. In his game earlier, had 2 runs, was walked twice as well. RBI to his name as well.
Colton Hicks bringing in that first run. That's just a solid dose of poetic justice, if you ask me. First pitch to Nelson, finds the zone for strike one. Carlson sitting comfortably at first. He usually doesn't try to steal bases. He's 4 of 6 so far this season. Most of the base running, as far as the stolen bases are concerned, usually happen in the top from the first 3 batters in the lineup with Ellis, Hicks, and Ballstadt. They have all been astounding so far, and they account for what I would say probably about 80% of Piedmont's stolen bases this season.
Piedmont lead the entire CCS with stolen bases. It's led for quite some time.
An 0-2 pitch on the way from Grannon. Off the plate, makes the count 1-2. One-two pitch. Nelson gets this one to right center. It'll touchdown. Carlson's going to round second. Nelson's going to head for second. Carlson will look to score, and he will. 2 runs on the board here in the bottom of the first. Lions, the bats are hot in the bottom of the first inning in both games of today's doubleheader. 13 runs in the bottom of the first in game 1 of the doubleheader. So far, 2 runs here in the bottom of the first in game 2. And now we'll see Trace Cate step up to the plate.
RBI double for Tyler Nelson. We got a question, Matt. In the first game of the doubleheader, we saw 4 pitching changes in 7 innings. 5 pitchers touched the mound for the Scots. Gotta wonder if this continues, how many more arms do you have as a bullpen?
We'll see a wild pitch get away, and Nelson will advance to third as a result. And as you mentioned, 4 pitching changes in just a 7-inning game. Let me remind you, 3 of those changes came in the first inning. A 1-0 count right now for Trace Cate. He had a 3-run bomb in game 1 of this doubleheader. We'll see a check swing. It looks like that pitch still managed to find the zone for strike 1. Evens the count at 1-1. One pitch on the way. That one off the plate. Managed to be kept under wraps by Ashton Whitaker, the catcher. Makes the count 2-1. Two-one pitch away and in the dirt for ball 3. Hitter's pitch coming up for Trace Cate. Three-one pitch on the way. This one's going to get to It's a ground to the third. It's able to be fielded and scooped up, and we'll see the throw made to first for out number 3. But that one was close, very close.
Extremely tight, unlucky, but that was some good fielding from the third baseman. Was able to get the split on there, grab the ball, and quickly get up for the throw. Saved a run, so the deficit is only 2 now. Nothing like what it was in the first game. I think
a 13-1 deficit.
I think the Scots were having some war flashbacks there, but definitely doing a lot better now. Only 2-0 the deficit, and we'll be back. You're listening to Piedmont University Athletics on YouTube. We'll be back with the second. Welcome back to Piedmont University Lions Athletics on YouTube. My name is Chloe Spradlin. With me is Matt Kudrowski, and we are entering the top of the second. Your Lions currently have the lead 2-0 after a very good first inning. Not as good of a first inning as we saw in the first game in the doubleheader. Obviously, that game was over just as quickly as it started. At this point in the first game, the score was 13-1, Matt.
It was 13-1, but let's be fair here. If you're able to replicate a 13-1 lead at the end of the first in two games back-to-back like that, that's unheard of. But I'll take a 2-0 lead any day.
Absolutely. Lions on top right now. We see a new pitcher come in. It's Garrett Burton. Garrett Burton. 2 strikes so far. 0-2 count. We'll see how the third pitch comes, and it'll be fouled way over past the Maryville dugout.
Saw a couple of hit-by pitches from Garrett Burton in that first inning. I think he's really just trying to get control of that pitch right now, just trying to slow things down a little bit.
He's doing better, throwing a couple strikes, but that one won't be a strike. That'll be a base hit for Thaxton, a single. Thaxton, one of the men in this Maryville lineup who is performing out of his skin, has a .625 average in the series so far.
And he's already left the yard once in this series. His slugging is over 1,000.
He's incredible in this series, and he makes his way to first after a base hit into shallow left. So now, Max Bowers is up. We'll see the ball bounce right before the third baseman, and we'll see James Whitmer.
I think they're also going to rule that ball foul. I think that Kyle Carlson was trying to make that field before it went foul. I don't think he was successful. I think that ball might have just touched the chalk, so I think we're going to have to see Bowers, or rather Thaxton, have to go back all the way to first.
I do believe it'll be a hit baseman because James Whitmer had inadvertently tripped Bowers as he was on his way to first. He was trying to dive for that ball. It was not a great throw, but makes his way there now. Looks like Coach Scally will come and speak to the umpire and make sure that his man is okay. James Whitmer looked a little shaken at first base, but seems to be okay now. And up to bat, looks like Whitaker. So a man on first and a man on third. What am I doing?
So we had infielder interference there from the first baseman. Allows Bowers to reach. So now we see runners on first and third, and Maryville all of a sudden in prime scoring position to cut into this Piedmont deficit right here.
Still no outs. Let's see. Garrett Burton on the mound. Burton with 2 hit by pitches, and now Whitmer at first base with the just running into him, colliding. So we'll see what what Whitaker can do here. And it'll be ball 1. Garrett Burton on the season so far, a 5.79 ERA. Would love to get that down. Looks like he's already doing that.
He also has 14 strikeouts so far this season. The good thing about Garrett Burton, he's only given up 5 walks through 14 innings pitched.
It's incredibly impressive. No walks today so far, just a couple. HBPs next to the names of Johnston and Carlton. Other than that, it was a ground out, a fly out, and a single. The pickoff attempt is no good. We'll go back to the mound, 1-1 count, no outs. Whitaker in the batter's box, righty on righty matchup. But he will be hit by the pitch. I do believe he was hit again. Oh, it was a bunt attempt. I'm sorry.
Now got sent to the dirt, so it just evens the count at 1-1.
Whitaker.
Actually, it changes it to 1-2.
Whitaker in the series so far, 167 average. He's got only 1 hit from 6 at-bats. So the 1-2 pitch will come in. And it will go foul. Really battling here.
Be sure you keep an eye on Max Bowers over there. He is a perfect 6 for 6 as far as stolen bases are concerned this season.
The Scots have had 2 attempts to stealing bases. Both of them were failures in the first game of the series, which was played last night. Fouled back once again. Really battling is Whitaker. No outs as well. Doing a good job of really trying to wear out the arm of Garrett Burton. So we'll see the 1-2 pitch again. For the 3rd time. Makes contact. It'll go over to Nathan Mix at shortstop. Double play territory. And the second throw will not come off. So we see the first out. And Whitaker will safely make his way to first. Got an RBI to that as well. So now the score will go 2-1. And a man at first, a man at second. Bowers, who was trying to make his way to second, not successful there. So now, in the order, we'll see Colin Dunworth, the right fielder, batting .333 in the series so far.
He has
First pitch taken ball.
He also has a pair of doubles so far in this series, one of which came last night and was a tremendous double and a tremendous effort in the 4 runs posted in the top of the 9th that gave the Scots the win in Game 1.
1-0 is fouled back for a 1-1 now. All ones on the board, 1-1 to count, 1 out.
It's a lot of ones here in the top of the 2nd, especially with 1 run that's already come home.
2-1 the score. Burton, 1-1 pitch. Makes contact, it will bounce out foul. So 1-2 the count now. We'll see. Whitaker returned back to first. Not as bright anymore as it was earlier. It's about 5 o'clock now, so sunset's not very close, but not seeing as much sun as we've seen in series prior. The 1-1 pitch popped up just outside the infield, and it will land fair. So now, a man on first and a man on second. It will just be a single for Dunworth. So now 2 men on base. And the bottom of the lineup, Fritz. Zach Fritz will step up, batting very well in the series so far, 6.67.
Out of his mind right now and slugging .667 as well. Nothing beyond a a single so far in this game, but when he has gotten on base, oh my goodness, he just seems to make the Piedmont defense look like they're on the fritz.
No more puns for you. Swing and a miss, 0-1 count. Still just 1 out.
In all seriousness, though, Zach Fritz, he has a load of speed. I mean, he can round these bases in a hurry. It's the same thing that we kind of see from Cole Ellis. He gets subs in. He'll be subbed in as a pinch runner, and on top of that, he is an outstanding hitter, as we have seen in this series.
0-2 the count now. Strike right down the middle. We'll see both men on the bags leading off. Nothing too aggressive, but certainly would like to steal. And they will go. They will go see if they can make it, and it will just go past the second baseman. Got past Nathan Mix at shortstop, and Colton Hicks was doing well to grab that one as it went past him to prevent a run.
Yeah, that throw by Tyler Nelson looks like it was just a tad off. Nearly hit the base runner as he was trying to make his way to first.
He's even curving just away from the bag. That could have been real messy, real quick. You'll see that one fouled off. 1-2 the count now. Fritz still in the batter's box, but now he's got 2 men in scoring position. Still just 1 out.
And another costly thing about that wild pitch, now you eliminate the chance of a double play here.
I was just thinking that. 1-2 still the count. And he'll make contact over to left field. And it will be caught. The runner from third will tag and make his way home. So a sac fly for Zach Fritz. And we'll return to the top of the order. Johnston now going to return.
Now that even things up, we're looking at a 2-2 tie game here. Now the runner in second. Again, Scots are still in scoring position if Johnston can just get something on the ground. And we haven't really seen what he can do in this specific game because the only pitch that's gotten to him nailed him square between the shoulders.
See what he can do. First, he'll take his pitch high. The count now. A man in scoring position. Will make contact, go foul to the left. Johnston, as you said, haven't seen too much from him. Didn't appear in the first game at all. And we're starting to see more of the even series that we expected coming into this. Piedmont in 4th place in the CCS, Maryville in 5th. Yesterday, or pardon me, in the first game of the doubleheader today was truly almost an outlier. Didn't expect that at all. Great to see it, especially if you're a Lions fan, but at the end of the day, what we're seeing here, tie game at the top of the second, is more the even affair we expected. The first game yesterday we saw was very back and forth, an incredible game, probably one of the best we've seen all season long at the Jug, as that ball will go foul and bounce in play, so no runners will advance. No attempt or anything like that.
The bizarre thing was it looked almost as though it was a swinging bunt, but did bounce foul. Maybe might have gone off of his shoe, I believe.
2-1 the count. 2 outs and a man in scoring position. And he will be hit by the pitch. That will be the 3rd hit by pitch we've seen today. That's the 2nd hit by pitch on Johnston. Now Meredith will step up to bat. And we'll see the infield as well as Coach Scally step in, and we will see a pitching change just because of the 3rd hit by pitch in only 2 innings. It was a decent performance from Garrett Burton, but 3 hit by pitches, you can't continue doing that. Coach Scally will take the ball from Burton.
3 hit by pitches in just 1 2/3 innings. It's just one of those things where it just seemed like he couldn't get enough control or a good hold on those pitches just early on. If you can't get any kind of control on those pitches early on, you can't be trusted to go deep, and that's exactly what Coach Scally is doing, and it looks like it's going to be, I think, Aiden Cooney? Is that Aiden Cooney? No.
Try and let y'all know who that is as soon as we know. We will take a short break to let the new pitcher on the mound warm up. So we'll be right back. You're listening to Piedmont University Athletics on YouTube. Welcome back to Piedmont University Athletics on YouTube. The new pitcher on the mound is Dalton Anderson, averaging 9 earned runs per game so far. So we'd love to see him get that down. Saw Garrett Burton step out after 3 hit by pitches. And we'll see. Looks like a player is hurt. We'll see assistant athletic trainer Gabby Lauder step out. It's a Maryville player who's looks like he's really struggling. It might be from that hit by pitch.
If that's the case, a part of me is wondering why we didn't look at that earlier.
Yeah, he really seems to be struggling. It's just off your screen, slightly outside of the Maryville dugout to our right. He just looks to be in a world of pain. We can take some time to talk about the new man on the mound, though.
Dalton Anderson, young freshman. 9 ERA through 10 innings pitched, only 7 strikeouts.
It's a good chance for that freshman to get a lot more innings under his belt. Only 10 pitched in the season so far. Freshmen doesn't get too much time under Coach Scally, but one thing about Coach Scally, especially when it comes to pitching, is he likes to let his guys go out there and figure it out on his own.
Anderson, the freshman from Noonan, Georgia. You've seen him come out as a starter, and I think that now he's really starting to try and find his place now as a relief pitcher. As I mentioned, the 9 earned runs averaged through 10 innings pitched. He has an 0-1. He's over 0-1 for his record. 7 strikeouts so far and 6 walks.
So now we'll see Meredith step up to bat. Be the first man to see Dalton Anderson. He'll take that pitch ball.
I'm really looking to see here how Dalton can respond under this pressure, how poised he can be.
Especially as a freshman. Second pitch will be ball. Once again, outside and low. 2-0 the count now. 2 outs, 2 men on base. Need to reiterate how good of an opportunity this is for Dalton Anderson to be getting these minutes, especially as a freshman. See what he can do here in his third pitch. Once again, ball. 3 balls in a row. Missing his spot. Not getting Meredith to bite.
So far, 3 pitches. None of them have found the zone so far. No cause for concern just yet.
So 3-0 pitch. This one will be called strike. Low in the zone. So hitters count, but 2 outs and 2 men on base. Certainly a risk to try and swing for this one. We'll see if he does it. Jimmy Meredith will take this one outside. So now the bases are loaded. And Coach Scally is going to have to see what Dalton Anderson can do under this sort of jam. Only 2 outs, so a pop out or fly out, anything simple like that. Would love to see a can of corn to finish out the top of the second and go into the bottom. So now Christian Carlton averaging, with 800 batting average in the series so far, will take his first one strike. Inside, but in the zone.
And now Dalton really has a tall task ahead of him because Jimmy Meredith, he was the guy that the pitchers have really been kind of feasting on. He had a couple of strikeouts in game 1. Zeke Swartz recorded 8 strikeouts on this Meredith lineup in that first game of the series. And Jimmy Meredith, he just seemed to be kind of the guy that you can almost rely on for a strikeout.
This one will go into contact straight to the second baseman. Easy ground out. Carlton's out. That will retire the side. So, good stuff from the freshman. Dalton Anderson getting in there. Yes, had a walk, but no further damage. The score is still 2-2, and we will go to the bottom of the second. Your Lions are up to bat, and we'll start off with the senior, Scott Lyon. Stay with us. You're listening to Piedmont University Athletics on YouTube. Welcome back to Piedmont University Athletics on YouTube. Up to bat for the Lions here in the bottom of the second is the senior, one of the seniors that we honored earlier, Scott Lyon. He'll be facing Grandin Mitchell. Mitchell, one of the best pitchers in the CCS.
Mitchell Grandin.
So we'll see what Grandin can do. So far, he's got him 0-2. Scott Lyon gotten quite a few innings in him this season. He came in to pinch hit in the last game. See what he can do here, and this one will be taken ball high. 1-2 the count now. 2-2 your score.
Mitchell Grant didn't have the best showing out in the bottom of the first, but that's the thing about great pitchers. It's not about so much that you had a bad inning, it's how you respond afterwards. It's different with what we saw in the last game with 13 runs given up in the bottom of the first. That was a freshman pitcher in Kyle Trinko. And then the thing that you see there, it's more so about how does the pitcher respond later on. He did not respond well because he had to go through the entire lineup. Now you have to see how Mitchell Grant does here, and so far starts off pretty darn good, striking out Scott Lyon swinging.
So now up to bat, James Whitmer, after Scott Lyon struck out swinging. We've got the 8 in the lineup. Next will be Nathan Nix, the 9. See another strike right down the middle there, 1-1 to count.
And that'll go down as Grant's 52nd strikeout of the regular season. Absolutely unreal.
One, two, the count now. With no men on base, he'll be called outside. 2-2 now. Love to see Whitmer. He's not gotten the most innings in him this season, but one of the seniors we are honoring today. Like to see him get something here. Full count now.
Whitmer currently batting .207 for this season, slugging .293, but he does have some power to him, so I would be very mindful of his hitting ability.
See if he can use some of that power now. Doesn't need to. Ball 4. Walks. In his case, he'll trot. to first. And now, the bottom of the lineup, Nathan Mix will be up to bat now.
Transfer student from Adrian. He has been a stellar playmaker. He has started in every single game he has played in for the Lions. 37 of 37 games, and in that time he has a .405 on base percentage. So you can almost he's pretty much a solid lock to try and get on base, whether it's via a walk or via a hit. Granted, his average is sub 300, but he's finding a way to get on base, and that's really what you're looking for from a solid guy in the bottom of the lineup going into the top of your order.
It's also a guy talk about aggressive base running from the Piedmont lineup. He's one that can run it, probably one of the most aggressive of all of them.
He's 5 of 8 as far as stolen bases are concerned. He does have some speed, doesn't quite have to rely on it, because like I said, when you're going into the top of the lineup, those are your top 3 best hitters that are coming up. So usually he just advances pretty much with ease. And look, now that's an easy way to get to first right there, drawing back-to-back walks now from Mitchell Grannon. That's 2 walks in a row, and now we're going into the top of the lineup with the best hitters.
Cole Ellis with a fly out in his first at-bat, but had 4 singles and 2 RBIs in the first game today. Walking up to some bad bunny, maybe that can make him start feeling a little bad at the bad at the plate. So 2 men on base, Whitmer and Mix. And he'll make contact, but it'll go back foul.
And honestly, a fly out from Ellis, even if he repeats what he did his last time up, it wouldn't be the worst thing. Because if he sends one deep enough, we could see the runners tag up and advance, especially with only 1 out. It'd be a kind of low-cost thing to happen.
It's double play territory. We'll see if Ellis will make it, and he will be called safe. So Mix will go out, and now we've just got 2 men on base, both on the corners.
It appears that the umpire ruled that the first baseman came off the bag, so he never really got on the bag when he was trying to force out Ellis at first. Now you see runners on first and third, and with the second baseman, Colton Hicks, stepping up to the plate. He scored the first run for the Lions in the bottom of the first. Now he has a chance to rack in an RBI and really help the Lions take the lead against his former squad.
Hicks had a double, and we'll see very wild pitch. And Ellis makes his way to third, and we'll see a run there. So now your Lions retake the lead, 3-2 now.
Ellis was going to steal second. It looked like he would have successfully done so, but with the hit by pitch, because Ellis was nearly at second, gave him that extra bit of time to round second, and now he got 2-for-1 special there.
Sure do. Hicks still at the plate. He's got a double on the day. Maybe he can make something more happen here. Receives the 1-0 pitch. Will be called strike. Had to be low in the zone there. Low and outside. 1-1 count. 2 outs. With Ellis lurking on third.
He'll go down as a stolen base for Ellis. He's now 22 of 24 on the season. Pitch
goes wild again, and Ellis will track back after ball didn't go too far away.
And now with Whitmer coming home after that wild pitch, now Lions have a 3-2 lead.
Whitaker, the catcher for the Scots, had just eyed Ellis, kind of glaring at him, saying, "Get back on your bag and don't even think about coming over here." But we know how aggressive Cole Ellis is. Cole Ellis is one of the best base runners in the entire CCS. Actually leads, or pardon me, he is in second place in the CCS with stolen bases, 22 stolen bases. But guess who he's behind?
Carter Ballstead.
Colton Hicks.
Well, Colton Hicks, he does have more. He has 28 of 35. The only reason why I was bringing up Carter Ballstead is 17 of 17. He is perfect as far as his stolen base percentage is concerned. So you're looking at the top 3 guys in this Lions lineup in stolen bases.
Wild pitch once again. The throw to first will actually end up hitting
Hicks in the foot.
Hicks in the foot, so he will remain on first. And we do see a runner come home. That was Ellis. And now, the man we were just talking about, Ballstat, back up to bat. You said Ballstat is 17 for 17. He is currently 5th in the CCS with 17 stolen bases. Of the top 10 men for stolen bases in the CCS, Piedmont have 3 of them. Colton Hicks in first with 27, Cole Ellis in second with 22, which that's extremely impressive for Cole Ellis, given he was out for so many games with a broken finger.
He was out. He was out for a couple of really important series for the Lions.
And we'll see a steal attempt. Will he make it? Yes, he will. So Hicks makes his way to second.
That's 29 now. 29 to 36 for Colton Hicks.
Ballstat, 1-0 count, a man in scoring position. We are seeing some 2-out magic here, as we'd love to see, and we see very often here at the Jug. Another steal attempt, and it'll go to third, slides, and is safe. Great stuff, great base running by Hicks, making that stolen base.
Number 30.
Yes, 30 on the day. Great stuff by him. Remains the king of stolen bases in the Collegiate Conference of the South.
And that's 3 stolen bases in just this game. We're only through 2 innings. But get this, the way that Colton Hicks got there, it goes down as a strikeout swinging, but he advanced to third after it was sent into the dirt. He had to make the throw to first, and because Hicks did beat the throw, he technically did strike out, but it was safe at first, so it will go down as a strikeout for Mitchell Grant, his second of the day. I know, bizarre, right? Don't we love the rules of baseball?
Yeah. Definitely scratched my head there a little bit, but I mean, I'll take a strikeout if it means I'm going to get on first base, I guess. Question mark?
It's considered he reached first via the error by the catcher, so it'll be an E2 that brought him to first.
And we will see ball 4. Carter Ballstat will make his way to first. And now Kyle Carlson, who had an RBI single in his first at-bat, will step up. 2 men, both on the corners.
Now we're going to see a mound visit from the Maryville coach. Mitchell Grannon, 3 walks so far, giving up 4 runs up to this point. A couple of wild pitches that have really become extremely costly for him. And I think this is the warning from the coaches. Now we have a pitcher warming up in the bullpen for Maryville. So this might be the last inning that we see someone that you said was one of the top pitchers in the CCS.
Was ranked number 4 when it comes to ERAs, had 2.72 coming into the game.
He's already given up 4 up to this point. So now you're looking at a guy who's already given up a run above what you would expect of him. Because with an average of 2.72, you're looking at maybe 3 earned runs that would kind of keep that average where it's at. Now you're looking at an additional run that kind of skews your data a little bit more. So now his average really kind of climbing a little bit more, especially with now runners on first and third, even if he subbed out at this point. And we managed to see Hicks score from third. That'd be another earned run. That'd be 5 earned runs for Grannon here in this game.
Grannon is still in the game. Will face Kyle Carlson, who's already gotten the best of him today. An RBI single. 2 men on bases. The first pitch will go low in the dirt. It is Ballstat on first and Hicks on third. Hicks, as we spoke about earlier, stole his way from first to third. 1-0 pitch. Goes high, 2-0 now.
And what's surprising, if we see Carter try to steal second here on this appearance for Kyle Carlson.
Ballstat, like you said, is perfect. 17 for 17 with stolen bases. Pitch high in the zone. Might have just got the top there. 2-1 count now. Ballstat, one of the men that we were honoring today. What an incredible 5 years he's spent here as a grad student now. And he will try and steal, will go for it.
They're just going to let him go. 18 of 18 now this season. And that's just kind of what happens, because once Carter Ballstat takes off, he gets to the point where the catcher realizes it's not even worth the throw. Not even worth the energy.
He's extremely fast. He's got such a long figure as well.
Long strides, too. He covers a lot of ground with every single step.
Hard swing and miss from the hitter's count. Now we'll go full with 2 outs and 2 men in scoring position.
You bring up Ballstat's stature. That's part of the reason why he has such a terrific slugging percentage as a hitter. He can, because of that speed, because of those long strides, he can really just cover a lot of ground and really make the most out of every opportunity with every single hit that he racks up.
Kyle Carlson, ball 4. Now the bases are loaded. Tyler Nelson will step up. Tyler Nelson, in his first at-bat, had an RBI double. I don't think it'd be too bad if he hit a nice little grand slam here to get a couple more RBIs under his belt, but we'll have to wait because we are seeing yet another mound visit. It might be the end of the line for Mitchell Grannon. Now we've got a new pitcher stepping up on the mound. We'll try and let you know who that man is soon as we do.
It's number 37, Xavier Resto.
Resto, a freshman.
And looking at how the stats line up for Xavier Resto, 4.37 ERA, a 2-1 record through 22.2 innings pitched. He has 21 strikeouts so far this season.
He's got a good season on him so far. Would like to get that ERA down. We'll see if he can. He's going to be entering a third of an inning at minimum with the bases loaded. We'll watch him warm up now, and we'll give him that time to warm up, and we'll take a short break here. Still in the bottom of the second. Stay with us. You're listening to Piedmont University Athletics on YouTube. Welcome back to Piedmont University Athletics on YouTube. My name is Chloe Spradlin, and to my left is Matthew Kudrowski. We've just seen a pitching change here. It'll be Xavier Resto who steps in place for Mitchell Grannon. Mitchell Grannon gave up 4 runs, had quite a few hits as well, but mainly the walks. Had 4 walks in just 2 innings. According to the head coach of Maryville, that's not good enough. So now Xavier Resto, the freshman, right-handed pitcher, will step in for the Scots, see what he can do with the bases loaded. Tyler Nelson will step up in his first at-bat since having a nice little RBI double. Would absolutely love to see 3 more RBIs with a, casual grand slam. See what we can do. First pitch will be taken ball outside. 1-0 the count now.
And Grant actually only gave up 3 hits, but because of those 4 walks and because of the 3 earned runs and the 2 strikeouts, it just didn't correlate. It wasn't really enough. He gave up 4 runs. 3 of them were earned. It was just costly, and that's not what you expect from your ace, from your number 1 guy, one of the best pitchers in the entire conference. He gave up far too much than he was putting down.
See if Resto will give up anything here. He's already given up 2 balls. And we'll see this one popped up over right. Will it go out? Foul. It will. And so everyone, we already saw 2 men, Hicks and Ballstat, from third and second. So speedy. They had already reached base by the time, or already reached home plate by the time that ball had landed. But they'll return 2-1 the count now with 2 outs.
Now it actually touched down on the wall that borders the field and took a nice little kick into the Scots bullpen area.
2-1 pitch will go high. Hitters count again. Bases loaded. One thing that the Lions struggled with in their first game, they left 11 men on base. And that's one of the reasons why they really, really fell short, especially in a heartbreaker that we saw. That one will be a strike.
It seems like a delayed call there from the home plate umpire, but it brings it to a full count now.
It was delayed. We'll see the full count, 2 out. Grand slam, potential pitch. It makes contact, and it will just bounce off the glove of the third baseman, and the runner it will be Carter Ballstadt, who will be called out. There was another run, however, scored before then, so the Lions will take the lead 5-2, but we will go into the top of the third. Lions have the lead once more. Make sure you stay with us. You're listening to Piedmont University Athletics on YouTube.
Welcome back to Piedmont University Athletics on YouTube. McIntosh and Chloe Spradlin bringing you the action here from the Jug here on Demorest campus of Piedmont University. Entering game 2 of today's doubleheader. The Bees were buzzing earlier. There's been a lot of buzz here at the Jug as well, given the alumni recognition as well as Senior Day festivities here at Loudermilk Field. So far, the seniors, they have been showing out so far today. And the Lions lead 5-2 here in Game 2 after winning Game 1 by a whopping score of 19-3, the 5th most runs scored by a team in Piedmont program history. Dalton Anderson now on the mound for the Lions, entering he's only pitched a third of an inning after coming in for the starting pitcher, Garrett Burton, late in the top of the second. Now he's got 2-2 count up against Will Hubble, the first baseman. Hubble gonna send this one for left center field. Ellis will track it down. It'll be a fly out to start things off here in the top of the third inning.
Yeah, easy money there for Cole Ellis up in left field. Just another day in the office. Getting a quick jog in before catching that fly ball.
If I may take a page out of your book, an easy can of corn there.
It's my favorite term. What can I say?
First pitch to Hunter Thaxton, the third baseman, high off the plate for ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Thaxton gets a piece of it, but he's going to foul it off over towards the Lions dugout. Eames counted 1-1 with 1 out. That's a lot of ones here in the top of the third. Thaxton already had a home run in Game 1. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Now Dalton Anderson looking to get his first K of the day. And I think the Lions will love some vitamin K right about now. Here's the pitch, and it's going to be sent into left field. It'll go down as a single for Hunter Thaxton.
Well, instead of vitamin K from the Lions, looks like Maryville will get some vitamin S's singles. 2 singles for Thaxton on the day now. And Bowers will step up.
Is that a thing? Vitamin S?
Not at all.
Not at all?
Not at all. Is vitamin K a thing? Is that potassium?
Yeah. Vitamin K would be potassium. You know, that's the stuff you get from like bananas and stuff.
I am not a STEM major.
We'll see a bunt attempt here. Anderson will scoop it up, make the throw to first, and that will be a successful bunt from Max Bowers. That advances Thaxton from first to second. Scots are in scoring position and brings the catcher, Ashton Whitaker, up to the plate. He reached first via fielder's choices last time up. And now Dalton Anderson, he's officially pinched a full inning.
Decent one at that. Couple.
Ground out and
just a hit.
Yeah, just a ground out. 1 hit given up and another ground out and a fly out at that. So 2 ground outs and a fly out under his work.
Good job of getting these guys to bait, but not doing too much in the strike area, but not always necessary, especially when you've got an infield and an outfield as good as the Lions have. Maybe little commentator's curse there.
Well, I wouldn't say that you can really blame that on the infield. That throw from Tyler Nelson was a little bit high, and it just went over the top of the glove of Kyle Carlson. It's a good thing, though, that the shortstop, Nathan Mix, was there to keep that from leaking too far into left field.
That's why Nathan Mix has started every single game he's played. He's so great when it comes to fielding.
He's a fantastic fielder. If we look at what his fielding is like, he does have an assist so far in this game. We'll see a grounder over towards third, but it'll just go left of that third base bag.
Whitaker still at the plate.
2-2 count for him now with 2 outs. Deuces are wild for the first time in this game, believe it or not. Here in the top of the third, here's the pitch. Whitaker gets a piece of it as he sends it into left. Ellis and Ballside will look to track it down. Ellis will make the catch for out number 3. So a fly out, a ground out, and another fly out, but we do see a single. But that's all that can really be said. Scots are held scoreless in the top of the third. We now go into the bottom of the third, and the Lions will look to extend their advantage. They currently lead by 3. You're listening to Piedmont University Athletics on YouTube. Welcome back to Piedmont University Athletics on YouTube as we get started here in the bottom of the third. We will lead things off with Trace Kate, the left fielder. His second time up to the box, actually in the last game, came in the first inning, and he hit a 3-run bomb. We'll start things off with a bunt attempt. Kate will beat the throw. A cheeky little infield bunt to get to first, perfectly positioned. Goes down as a single for Mr. Trace Kate.
One of the most beautiful bunts you'll ever see. Perfectly placed, perfectly weighted. Had to see the third baseman absolutely sprint his heart out to try and get that throw off, but it doesn't matter. Trace Kate is just too good. Scott Lyon up to bat now. Struck out swinging in his first.
The delivery to Lyon. Lyon gets a piece of it. He's going to send that one awry over towards the parking lot. It looks like it'll land on the side hill. Makes the count 0-1. Trace Kate, as I mentioned, he had that 3-run bomb in the first inning in the first game of today's doubleheader. We'll see a pickoff attempt for Kate. Ball gets away from him. Kate will look to steal second as a result, and he will. Nobody's covering second, though. Part of me makes you think, do you get a little bit greedy? But that would only be the case if no one was covering third. Could you imagine if no one was covering third? You see Trace Kate steal second and then steal third?
It's completely possible, just the way that I talked to Coach Scally a couple weeks ago about how aggressive his team is on when it comes to base stealing, and he said every single practice, the very first thing they do is they start off with base running and stealing and just getting more and more comfortable with it. And I mean, this is the most comfortable team you'll see east side of the Mississippi when it comes to base stealing.
And now go down as an E1. Trace Kate advancing to second via the error by the pitcher. 1-1 count now for Ballstat. Here's the delivery. Lyon gets a piece of it. He's going to send that one foul yet again. It's going to touch down over by the parking lot. Does it hit a car? No car alarm, so I would assume not. If you're a State Farm agent, you can take a breath.
No flow from Progressive needed.
Speaking of flow, how about the flow of this game? We see a grounder sent into the gap. Kate will stop at third.
He's instructed by his coach to stop there, but you know if his coach wasn't there, he would have flown right by.
He would have seriously thought about it.
Oh, he would have done more than thought about it.
He would have thought about it for half a second and go, yeah, I'm going for it.
No thoughts, just base running.
James Whitmer now up to the plate. He had a walk his last time out. He drew a walk, 4-pitch walk. Well, not a 4-pitch walk. He drew it on, I believe, off of a 3-2 count. Now it's back with Mitchell Grant as the starting pitcher. Here's the first pitch off the plate for ball one.
Both teams have had pitching changes so far. So Mitchell Grannon be replaced by Xavier Resto, and saw Garrett Burton replaced by Dalton Anderson for the Lions.
Wimmer going to send this one to the outfield over left. Runners will tag up except for Kate. Actually, no, Kate is the one who tags up. I was thinking of Scott Lyon. Scott Lyon will stay at first. Trace Kate will score from third. Another run goes up on the board. Lions have scored in all 3 innings so far. They currently lead 6-2.
So sac fly for Whitmer, and now Nathan Mix will step up as we approach the bottom of the order. And Cole Ellis on deck. One thing the Lions are doing really well today that they've struggled with sometimes in the season is that whenever they've got men on bases, they're not leaving them on. They are really doing a good job of batting these runners in, getting a lot of RBIs, playing small ball as they typically do. In the first game of the series, they left 11 men on base is what they really struggled with earlier today. No, or just 2 men left on base. And, I mean, you saw that with the score line. Lions took the first game of the doubleheader 19-3 in a run rule.
There's also kind of 2 perspectives that you can kind of see when you're leaving runners on base. Yes, they didn't come home, they didn't score, but you got them there. The on-base percentage is outstanding, and it shows that you do have an offense that is working. It just didn't necessarily result in a run the way you would have hoped, but as long as you are getting runs on there, you're still getting yourself a chance. That is the good news to that kind of statistic of having the runners on base, because we saw, you said the runners on base that we left in game 1, we had 19 runs.
phenomenal.
So you're generating offense. They just didn't necessarily come home, which is the wild thing that you have to think about there.
See ball 2 there.
Two pitch on the way. This will be fouled back by Mix. Keeps the count where it's at, 2-2. Two tango yet again. Here's the delivery from Resto. Actually, it'll be another pickoff attempt. This time the ball doesn't go into the brick behind the first baseman. Able to keep it in place. 2-2 pitch on the way. And that's a wild pitch that gets by the catcher, and we'll see Lyon advance to first. Well, rather to second.
You'd think we're in the wild, wild west where all these wild pitchers are coming from. Still the count is full for Nathan Mix.
It's kind of wild, wild west you're talking about that Will Smith will be writing about. Writing a nice song about.
Let's just say I'm glad that's the only song I know by Will Smith. It was fun while it lasted. Meanwhile, we're having a heck of a lot of fun here today. Already saw a great win in the first game of the doubleheader here on Senior Day, on Alumni Day.
I see a walk for Nathan Mix as he'll take the trot down to first, and we're back to the top of the lineup with Cole Ellis. He said, Wild Wild West is the only song you know by Will Smith.
I know one more. It's the World Cup song from 2018.
Well, I'll enlighten you with another. Men in Black. But right now, how about the Men in White right now today? They have been outstanding in today's doubleheader. They won Game 1 by a final score of 19-3. Right now, they lead 6-2. We'll see another wild pitch that gets away from them. Whitaker goes to track it down. The runners advance to second and third. Piedmont in prime scoring position.
Wild, wild west indeed. Need to see Xavier Resto, if you're a Scot, really get his pitches together. His pitch has been a little too wild for anyone's liking, or I guess our liking here as Jug fans.
Ellis is going to foul that one back over into the parking lot. A lot of ones here with a 1-1 count, 1 out. Runners on second and third. Lions have already brought home 1 in this inning, looking to make it more. Ellis will take, brings the count to 2-1. And I wish we had a stat that would keep up with just how many wild pitches we have seen in just this game. It has been, I don't really know how you could say it's been wild. That'd be the best way to describe it. It has been wild. 3-1 count now for Ellis.
This inning has lasted quite some time. Just because, I mean, we've been at 1 out for a good little bit. We've seen a walk, sac fly for that 1 out, then a couple singles.
And now we're seeing another walk as Ellis will advance to first, and Colton Hicks, the second baseman and Maryville College transfer, will step up to the plate.
And you've got to expect him to be swinging at everything here. Only 1 out. He's had a good day so far with a double.
And now we have a mound visit, and we'll see a gesture to the bullpen. That'll be it for Xavier Resto. Now he has to sit for the rest of the game.
And how many pitching changes have we seen? Not just in this game, but today altogether. It's been extremely, we saw 5 pitchers take the mound for the Scots in just 7 innings earlier today.
Now we're seeing 3 in just 3 innings.
So it looks like the new man on the mound.
Looks like it's number 42. Looks like it'll be Nick Mirabella.
We'll take a look at what Nick Mirabella will do. While we take a look at that, we'll take a short break. So make sure you stay with us here on Piedmont University Athletics on YouTube.
Welcome back to Piedmont University Athletics on YouTube. Matt Kudrowski and Chloe Spraglin bringing you the action from Loudermilk Field. We have a new pitcher on the mound for Maryville, Nick Mirabella, boasting a 5.73 ERA, a 4-2 record, which is actually second on the roster in wins this season. He does have a save to his name through 22 innings pitched, 28 strikeouts. Here's the first pitch to Colton Hicks, the former Scot. Misses the zone for ball 1. Bases are loaded. Lions lead 6-2.
I was going to say, Mirabella is entering the game with a bases loaded scenario. He's got at least 2/3 of an inning to pitch to get him out of this jam. The Lions desperately need to get something going here to extend their lead.
1-0 pitch. Finds the zone for strike 1. Even counted, 1-1 with 1 out. A lot of ones here in the bottom of the 3rd. With run already posted, bases are loaded. Mirabella, the pitch to Hicks. In the dirt. Runners will stay put where they are at. 2-1 count now for Colton Hicks. Two-one delivery on the way. High off the plate. Actually catches the upper area of the zone. Evens the count at 2-2.
Some of those Lions faithful out here at the jug weren't too big of a fan of that call, but nonetheless, the 2-2 pitch is here.
2-2 delivery. That one gets away into the dirt. We'll see a run score. Scott Lyons scores from 3rd. 7-2. Lions lead now. Brings that to a full count. 3-2-1 on the scoreboard.
A walk here would make the bases go full once again. See what Colton Hicks can do against his former team. Full count. Bases not loaded anymore, but still would love to get a couple RBIs here. 1 out. Bases loaded. The full count pitch.
And now we will see Hicks take a walk to first. Bases are loaded, and it brings up Carter Ballstadt, the senior center fielder, graduate student from Gainesville, Georgia. Leads the team in home runs, and oh my goodness, could you imagine Carter Ballstadt sending one out of the park on senior day in what might be his last game at Loudermilk Field?
Would absolutely love to see it.
Here's the first pitch to Ballstadt. Ballstadt will take for strike 1. Finds the upper half of the zone. That was actually a beautiful pitch by Mirabella. 0-1 count for Ballstadt. Here's the pitch from the stretch from Mirabella. That one's in the dirt for ball 1. Even count at 1-1. A lot of ones here in the bottom of the 3rd yet again.
And if you're the head coach for Maryville, head coach Clint Helton for the Scots, your pitchers have walked the Lions 7 times, and we're just in the bottom of the 3rd.
Ballstadt saves this one deep to center. Back at the wall. Off the wall. Ballstadt will round first. 1 run comes home. 2 runs come home. 3 runs come home. Ballstat slides into third. I think that would have been inside the park grand slam if he had rounded third. Oh my goodness! A 3 RBI triple from Carter Ballstat. Unbelievable!
And Matt, that's not even the first time we've seen that here. Incredible. Last time we saw a 3 RBI triple, it was from Carson Stravinskas against LaGrange. We see it again, just maybe about a foot away from a grand slam. Nonetheless, 3 RBIs, making the score go from 7 to 10. Excellent math from me there. Doesn't matter because we're watching some great baseball.
10-2 the score now. Kyle Carlson, the cleanup hitter, up to bat now. That's the second triple that Ballstat has hit this season. 1-1 count, a lot of ones here in the bottom of the third for Carlson. Let's see if he can bring home one more run. Make it the score 11-2. Perhaps even more if he knocks one out of here. Mirabella's pitch, a beautiful curveball. It seems to sit in the top of the zone and make it 1-2. Carlson, the third baseman. I've described him as what I would say the protege to Carter Ballstat. He has been phenomenal as a third baseman, just feeling it, but offensively, oh my goodness, he's been second behind him in home runs. He's been in the top 3 behind Ballstat in slugging. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Ironically enough, he's also second behind Ballstat in strikeouts this season.
Up next, Tyler Nelson up to bat. Nelson has an RBI double with them, as well as a ground out. In this game, from the Lions, we've now seen Kyle Carlson with an RBI single. We've seen Tyler Nelson with an RBI double. And now we've seen Ballstat with an RBI triple.
You only need a home run for the quadfecta, I guess you would call that.
Something like that.
1-0 count for Nelson. Here's the pitch. High off the plate, but manages to fall back down to earth. Evens the count at 1-1. I don't know how that curveball managed to have that kind of curve. Nelson will swing for it and foul it back into the backstop. Makes the count 1-2 now. One-two count for Nelson with 2 outs, runner on third. Here's the pitch. Off the plate, makes it 2-2 with 2 outs. Deuces are wild for only the second time here today. Two tango. Here's the pitch. Nelson sends this one for center. And Bowers, just a little back pedal and a nifty catch. Retires Nelson. And the Lions put up 5 in the bottom of the third. They take a 10-2 lead here in Game 2 of today's doubleheader. We now go into the top of the fourth, so don't go anywhere. You're listening to Piedmont University Athletics on YouTube.
Welcome back to Piedmont University Athletics on YouTube. Your Lions in the last inning put up 5 runs with now taking the score 10-2. It's becoming another rout here. That's if the Lions or the Scots have anything to say about that. We saw the first man up to bat, Dunworth, trying to say something, but it'll just be a routine fly out. Good catch from Cole Ellis in left field. So now we'll see the bottom of the lineup. Zach Fritz.
I would dare say that wasn't very routine. I mean, that one, it seemed like Cole Ellis had to nearly pluck that off the ground to keep that one from touching the blades of grass there.
I say routine because Cole Ellis is very good at baseball.
Yeah, there you go. When you see Carter Ballside make a diamond play, it's just routine because we've seen him do that a few times.
Sure have, and now we'll see routine. That one truly was routine. Just a ground ball over to second and the throw to first. So now we'll see a ground out after the fly out. Perhaps a 1-2-3 inning is on the cards. Not if Johnston has anything to say about that. Johnston stepping up, had to take some time. It'll actually be great. Gabriel Lopez. It looks like Johnston, after being hit by pitch twice, had to step out of the game. So Lopez, who was the leadoff man for both of the first 2 games, returns back to his spot in the number 1 in the order.
I think the reason why we saw Johnston sub in for Lopez, he didn't do too well offensively producing in those first 2 games. He lead things off with a single there, so I guess having Johnston start in your place in this game may have sent a message? Question mark?
Certainly did, and his very first pitch he saw was single to the outfield. So now we'll see Meredith, who has started all 3 games in the number 2 spot. See what he can do here. 2 outs. No 1-2-3 inning, but we will see this one cranked over to left. Will land fair, and now we see Lopez rounding second, rounding third. He will be given the stop sign, and he'll stay. So it will be a double for Meredith.
Well, a lot of speed by Lopez. I mean, he was moving.
And maybe that's the Lopez that Maryville fans know, and the reason that he's been always, the number one guy. We see, similarly for us Piedmont fans, Cole Ellis, one of the speedier guys in the lineup, is also the leadoff man. So Carlton now up to bat. He's seen a hit by pitch as well as a ground out.
But he has been outstanding. Comes into Game 3 of this series, batting .800 in this series. Already has a triple and a double. 4 hits off of 5 at-bats. He's been tremendous.
Carlton having a very good day. Starts off 0-1 at this at-bat. Carlton came in with a .361 batting average. And now he will take a 2-0 count. 2 men in scoring position, 2 outs. We'll see the pitch will go low once again. 3-0. Dalton Anderson, the freshman, on the mound for the Lions after replacing Garrett Burton.
He's done well so far through 2 innings pitched so far, only giving up 3 hits and a walk.
So hitters count now. One went low in the zone. 3-1. 2 outs. Scots need something here, and they'll might get it, unless Trace Kate has anything to say about that. Can of corn in right field will close out the inning. A fly out for Carlton, and your Lions are coming up next. Bottom of the 4th, Trace Kate, the man who just caught the ball, will be the man coming up to bat. We'll be right back. Stay with us. You're listening to Piedmont University Athletics on YouTube. Welcome back to Piedmont University Athletics on YouTube. Up to bat for the Lions is Trace Cate. He's got a single in his last at-bat. We'll try and get one again. We'll see. The score has gone up 10-2. Been a great day. 29 runs scored for the Lions in today alone. 33, if my math serves me correct, total in the series. It's been an offensive clinic. Maybe that'll continue here. Trace Cate will take his first pitch, and he'll be hit by the pitch. So he'll make his way to first, hits him right in the lower back. Glad to see he's running okay, just because that's a very painful spot to be hit. Nick Maryville will be pitching in his first full inning after taking over for Xavier Resto. Xavier Resto didn't pitch for too long after he took over Mitchell Grannon. So Scott Lyons up to bat next. Similar story to Trace Cate. He's got a single in his last at-bat. Maybe he can do something here. The 0-0 pitch will go ball one outside. I want to send a quick congratulations to women's tennis. Piedmont women's tennis today were crowned champions of the Collegiate Conference of the South. The 5th Piedmont team to be Collegiate Conference of the South champions. And we'll see Cate make his way back to first after risky base running there, called safe. But Piedmont been very successful in the change to the new conference. Piedmont Baseball trying to follow suit. This is a series that is extremely important when it comes to seeding for the regular season. This is the very last game of the regular season. Not quite sure who they will play in playoffs yet, but I'm sure that whoever it is, they'll certainly come out to play, hoping to grab the 4 or maybe even the 3 seed the Lions are today. Ball 3, strike 1, hitters count. You can expect Scott Lyon probably going to take a chance here.
He got a walk and a single so far. Did manage to come home.
And we'll see this one make contact foul. So now the count goes full.
Strikeout and a single.
Struck out swinging earlier to the first pitcher we saw, Mitchell Grannon. We'll see the full count pitch for Scott Lyon. To be delivered, and it will go back. Wild pitch. And although we did see Trace Cate trying to steal, doesn't matter because Lyon will be walked regardless. So James Whitmer now up to bat, has a walk and a sac fly on the day. Still no outs, and it'll be another mound visit.
That sac fly brought home Trace Cate back in, I believe, the 3rd.
And we will see another pitching change. Nick Maryville, a short day.
Looks like it's number 22. In that case, it'd be Max Oliver stepping up for Maryville. That doesn't make sense to me, though, because Max Oliver is not a pitcher.
23?
22 or 23? It looks
That's
like it's
23. It looks like Arbuthnot, who has already been featured in the series.
He was the closer who was credited with the win in Game 1.
Probably the best performing pitcher for the Scots so far.
He has the most wins as a pitcher for Maryville because of that win in the first game of the series. He now has a 5-1 record, an ERA of 3 flat through 36 innings pitched, and he has 28 strikeouts.
It was a very impressive game he pitched last night. The Lions lost that game in a heartbreaker, walked into the 9th inning feeling confident, up 4-3, and ended up giving up 4 runs in the top of the 9th. Arbuthnot, have to see what he can do here. He's facing some new batters, seeing a few people in the lineup that were not featured in any of the other games, specifically Whitmer and Lyon was only featured as a pinch hitter in the game before. And he'll face Whitmer. So we'll see what Whitmer can do. 2 men on base, 1 on first and another on second. No outs. Whitmer would love to get one against Arbuthnot, the new hitter, or pardon me, the new man on the mound. And he'll just do exactly that. A single. And perhaps an RBI. Beautiful base running there. And it will be an RBI single for Whitmer.
That was a brilliant hit right into the gap, over the top of the second baseman, into shallow center field. Just perfectly placed, and on the first pitch thrown to him as well. Well done. Now you got runners on first and second. Lions taking 11-2 lead.
So almost identical scenario to Whitmer. Man on first, a man on second. Only difference is Whitmer's lefty and Mix is a righty. First pitch taken outside, ball. Speaking of ball, Mix has been walked 2 times. So this is perhaps his first true at-bat of the game. Second ball.
Is a ball.
Yes. 2-0. 11-2 the score now after that sliding effort.
Yes, I think Trace K probably would have reached home standing up.
Certainly did. Wanted to be safe and not sorry. He slid in with style. So Mix 2-1. Mix has had some success. Foul ball. Count goes even. Mix has had some success in the series so far. Walked today, but had 4 runs earlier today. 3 hits from 3 at-bats and 2 RBIs as well. So the count will go full now. Seeing a heavy lead off the bag at second. Arbuthnot to deliver the full count pitch. Fouled back. So we'll do it over. Full count pitch from Arbuthnot. No outs. 11-2 your score. And it will go ball. Bases are loaded with no outs. And guess who's stepping up?
Cole Ellis.
Ellis.
The left fielder. And we still don't have any outs.
We'll see what Ellis can do here. Earlier in the game, in case you missed it, Ballstat had the bases loaded and was so close to a grand slam. Instead settled for something right about almost as good, a 3 RBI triple. Maybe Ellis can one-up him here. Fouled back for 0-1. Mix on that last one was walked for the 3rd time today. Only in the bottom of the 4th here. And that one will be taken strike once more inside.
0-2 count now for Ellis.
Ellis had to move out of the way for that one just a little bit, but still called strike.
But guess who's on deck for the Lions? Colton Hicks, the former Maryville Scot.
He'll make contact here, and it'll bounce, perhaps a double play. Instead, it'll just make the first throw. So, the man at second, that was Mix, who was trying to get in, will be called out. So now just a man on the corners. There will be a run scored now, so 12-2 your score. Colton Hicks will step up. So no grand slam opportunity for Hicks. His last at-bat, he was walked.
I would love to see Colton Hicks have a grand slam opportunity against his former squad. I was talking to his family earlier before this series, and that was their wish. They wanted to see Colton Hicks get a grand slam against his former squad. I would really just love to see that for him, though.
I mean,
Genuinely.
That would just be a dream scenario. As a transfer student myself, something about playing against, it's rare opportunity to play against your former team, but oh man, isn't it fun when you're able to do so. I'm sure Colton Hicks is having a blast already. His first at bat was a double. Maybe he can do something similar here. He'll take a strike before he does anything though. 0-2 the count now.
Yeah, double, advance to first via an E2, and then a walk so far.
Hicks had that odd strikeout error where he was struck out but began running to first and
had that strikeout, but because of the error, when that happens, the batter does have an opportunity to make the run to first. Very rarely do we see them make it to first before a throw, but given where that ball is heading after the strikeout, he just had the best chance to get there, and he beat the throw.
He was hitting the foot.
He was hitting the foot.
So
got in the way of the throw.
0-2. See what he can do. 1-2. And 2 men on the corners. Ball stat on deck. Maybe if Hicks can, this could be very similar to what we saw in the last go round of the batting order. Be ball 2, so even now. We saw in the last run through of the batting order, we saw Hicks was walked, Carter Ballstat stepped up and hit a 3 RBI triple. I think if that happens again, I think Ballstat will want to do a little bit better than an RBI triple. I'm not saying that's bad, but you know, perhaps over the wall. We'll see the count go full.
3-2-1 on the scoreboard right now for number 3.
As it stands, what had happened, we're seeing a little bit of deja vu. That walk might happen again. Got to get there first. Full count. The pitch from Arbuthnot. And swing and a miss. It will be a steal from Ellis. So now, struck out swinging from Hicks. Carter Ballstat is stepping up.
And no error from the catcher this time to aid him in the advancement to first.
Ballstat, pop out, a walk, and that 3 RBI triple we spoke about earlier. Swing and a miss, 0-1.
And you could tell Carter wanted to leave the yard on that one. He puts the stat in Ballstat, I'm going to say that.
Ballstat, 6 homers on the year, will make contact there and perhaps get thrown out. Instead, he'll, tight as ever. I thought that one was going to be called safe. Instead, it is in fact an out that will close out the bottom of the 4th. Still, a couple runs scored, so now the score 12-2. We're going to the top of the 5th. We are officially in run rule territory. Perhaps 2-in-1 day. Find out if we'll get there. Stay tuned. You're listening to Piedmont University Athletics on YouTube.
Welcome back to Piedmont University Athletics on YouTube. We enter the top of the 5th. Lions lead 12-2 after posting 2 more runs in the bottom of the 4th. They've scored in every single inning up to this point. Dalton Anderson entering another inning of work, leading things off. It's Will Hubble, first baseman. First pitch, doesn't find the zone for ball 1. Second pitch, a little bit more of the same, doesn't find the zone either.
Hubble, one of the best batters for Maryville, but today he's got 2 flyouts. Earlier, had 1 run and an RBI as well as a walk, but was struck out in his other at-bat.
That's a fly ball sent to left, lands in foul territory. Brings the count to 2-1. He'll have to return back to the box to do it all again. Will Hubble a couple of times. He's been looking to send the ball for probably the Hubble telescope. I don't really know how else to describe it. He's really trying to... He gets close a few times.
Will Hubble came into the series batting very well, was batting .417, but here at the Jug, he's only been doing .167.
And that was coming into this game so far. He has back-to-back flyouts. 2-2 pitch on the way. In the dirt, gets away from Nelson. No runners on base, so no damage done. Brings it to a full count now for Hubble. 3-2 pitch on the way. Hubble sends this one over into right field in foul territory. We'll look to chase it down. Can't quite chase it down. A touchdown in foul territory. Hubble will live to see another day. We'll do the 3-2 tango yet again.
What about this performance from Dalton Anderson so far, the freshman who came in to replace Garrett Burton? Came in early, didn't know if he was going to be relief or just more or less a second starter. He'll be struck out, swinging.
Swing and a miss. That's the first strikeout of the day for Mr. Dalton Anderson.
First strikeout of the day for all the pitchers. We'll see.
Oh, Mitchell Grant had 2 strikeouts in the first couple of innings, and then Mick Mirabella also recorded a strikeout, so we've seen 3 strikeouts from the Maryville pitchers. This is the first Piedmont strikeout we've seen in Game 2. 0-1 pitch now, 0-1 count now for Hunter Thaxton. Hit a home run earlier in this series. That came yesterday. Now he's facing a 1-1 count. A lot of ones here in the top of the 5th.
Seeing some full overcast skies now.
That's a grounder right through the gap. Anderson has to kind of, I don't really know, look like a rocket out there, trying to lift the leg with a little kick there to avoid getting struck there.
That'll be Thaxton's 3rd single on the day. If there's one guy that the Piedmont Lions have really not known how to stop, it's Thaxton. He has been incredible in this entire series.
He has 3 singles so far today. Max Bowers, though, he offensively, nothing much. No hits going into this game, still no hits. He did advance to first, but he got to first because of some interference. He's yet to register a hit in this series, but defensively, oh my word, he has been defending center, and it just seems all the fly balls seem to go to him. He's like a magnet out there, and I don't know if there's a magnet in his glove with some lead in the ball, but the ball just seems to find a way into his mitt.
I was going to say, the one thing about Max Bowers, or one thing about the head coach of Maryville, is that if you're not playing well at the bats, you're going to get taken out. But he's the one guy who, that's the exception just of how well he's been playing in the outfield when it comes to fielding. The center fielder Bowers has been everywhere.
He's been superb. 3-1 count now. The hitter's pitch up next for Bowers. He'll take, and that'll be a walk. Second walk we've seen from Anderson today.
He's gotten on base twice, but still, no hits.
Now we'll see the catcher, Ashton Whitaker, step up to the plate. We talk about how aggressive Piedmont's base running has been. He's been very aggressive as a catcher. We've seen him attempt multiple pickoff attempts from his catching position, especially to first and third. First pitch to Whitaker, well outside. Nelson reels it in, keep it.
Offensively, Whitaker has an RBI single on the day. After that, a fly out. We are in the third trip through the batting order.
1-0 count for Whitaker. Whitaker gets a piece of it. He's going to get under it. We'll see James Whitmer track it down, and he'll make the catch in foul territory for out number 1. A pop out for Ashton Whitaker. And we'll move on to the right fielder, Colin Dungworth. He had a single and a fly out so far. His last fly out went straight to Cole Ellis in left field, and Cole Ellis didn't even have to move.
We are seeing some action in the Lions bullpen. Not quite sure who that is. We've got some netting in front of us that's shielding us from the view. But one thing about Coach Scally, as I've mentioned, is that I'm not saying he's in a jam now, but we are now in the top of the 5th, and we do have a couple more seniors perhaps that will get a chance to shine on the mound. Typically, though, Coach Scally will let his guys on the mound run it until the wheels fall off. If they're struggling, which I don't think Anderson is, but usually, if a guy's struggling, you're going to let him sit it out.
Here's the delivery, well outside. Count is 1-2. Runners on first and second with 2 outs. Anderson looking to get the Lions out of the inning. That one gets past Nelson. Runners will advance to second and third. A wild pitch from Dalton Anderson. We've been talking about how crazy the wild pitches have been. It's looked like the wild, wild west here in the jug. Deuces are wild for the third time in this game. 2-2 pitch on the way for Dungworth. That one was close. You can hear the frustration from the Piedmont faithful just trying to get this inning over and done with. Not going to see it there. This one's going to be fouled back. We'll do the 3-2 tango yet again.
Dungworth battling in this at-bat here. Wants to get a couple guys into home plate. Full count once again. 2 outs.
Swing and a miss from Dungworth. Ring him up. Dalton Anderson records his first 2 strikeouts of the game in this inning alone and gets the Lions out of the inning, holding the Scots scoreless yet again. Dalton Anderson, no run so far in 3 1/3 innings pitched. Now we go to the bottom of the inning, and the Lions look to extend their lead even more. We might be looking at another game ending early because of the run rule. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Piedmont University Athletics on YouTube. Welcome back to Piedmont University Athletics on YouTube. Chris Arbuthnot back on the mound for the Scots. We lead things off with the third baseman, number 27, Kyle Carlson. Lions lead 12-2 after winning game 1 by a final score of 19-3. Lions dropped the first game of the series by a final score of 7-4 after leading 4-3 heading into the top of the ninth.
Carlson on the day, RBI single, was walked and struck out swinging.
Lions have been sound offensively all day. 13 runs in the bottom of the first in game one of today's doubleheader. And so far, we've seen 5 runs scored in the bottom of the third. And up until this point, the Lions have scored in every single inning that they have been in. Carlson going to get one into left field. It'll get down. Carlson going around first. He's looking for 2. And he will get there standing up, and it'll be a standing double. What a way to lead things off in the bottom of the 5th.
Great hit there. Got everything in that. Placed it perfectly right outside of the third base line. Was low, was good, driven. And now he's got himself in scoring position for Tyler Nelson stepping up, who has an RBI double on the day. Perhaps can do that again. We'll start off 1-0 outside.
So far for Nelson, a single, a double, advance to first via fielder's choice, and a flyout. Two-0 count now for Nelson, a runner on second. Lions up by 10. Lions have had 9 hits so far in this game. Nelson sends this one for center. Carlson will look to tag up. Bowers makes the catch. Carlson looking to get to third, and he will, standing up. A sacrifice fly from Tyler Nelson progresses Carlson from second to third.
Trace
Cate is up to bat. Trace Cate had a 3-run homer in game 1. That was his first of the season. And here's a little funny story. Prior to this series, Carter Ballstadt had a bet with Trace Cate. He said, if you knock one out of the park this weekend, I will stay for another year. Not sure how much that bet's holding up now. I was talking with Cate afterwards. And from what I understand, his response was, well, he shook on it. Guess the decision is ultimately up to Carter's.
Trace Cate in his last at-bat, hit by the pitch, before then had a single.
0-1 count for Cate. Pitch is high off the plate, nearly hits Cate in the head. Evens the count at 1-1, a lot of ones here in the bottom of the 5th.
Extremely overcast here, no longer that mostly cloudy day. No longer the warm day we saw or felt earlier. It's a little chilly now, especially here in the press box. 1-2 the count now. With 1 out, a man in scoring position.
One-two delivery on the way for Cate. Cate, a grounder to third. It's fair. No, it's not.
I think that one might have hit the umpire in the hip.
He was standing in fair territory, though, so part of me is wondering how can he rule that foul?
That one was tough. I'm not sure, but nonetheless.
It was close. It was very close, but it'll be ruled foul, probably by just a hair.
I'm going to say, nonetheless, Trace Cate will return to the plate, and we'll do it over. 1-2.
1-2 count for Cate. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So a strikeout for Trace Cate. And we'll see Scott Lyons step up. The senior has been outstanding. He has a strikeout, a single, and he is hit by a pitch. Actually, it was a walk so far. First pitch misses the zone for ball 1. Scott Lyons, he's been terrific as an infielder, terrific as a hitter his entire Piedmont career. Now facing a 1-1 count as that one finds the zone. Looking to bring Carlson home. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2. 1-2 count with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Lions still lead by 10. Here's the delivery. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Arbuthnot with a pair of strikeouts back-to-back to get Maryville out of the inning and holds Piedmont scoreless for the first time in Game 2 of the doubleheader. Lions still lead 12-2 as we head now to the top of the 6th. Don't go anywhere. You are listening to Piedmont University Athletics on YouTube.
We're bringing it back with the top of the 6th. Myself, Chloe Spradlin, with me, Matthew Kudrowski. And we see a new man on the mound, the freshman, Carson Huber. Right-handed pitcher, has not seen the field yet. This is his very first pitch. It'll be called ball outside, just outside.
First appearance, his first collegiate appearance.
Excited to see that. Especially love to see new guys getting some action there. Take ball 2 way high. And the leadoff man for the Scots is the last man in the batting order, Zach Fritz. And he'll take his first 3 pitches, all ball. So 3-0 the count. We are in run rule territory, but we've got to get through a couple more innings before we get there. The 4th pitch is ball 4. So Fritz will be walked. Good opportunity, especially with such a lead for the new man on the mound, Carson Huber, to get going. Not just get going, but get throwing. Like we said before, his very first appearance, not just in the season, but in his collegiate career, the freshman. Huber from McDonough, Georgia, attended Union Grove High School, and he'll get his first strike there against the top of the order, Lopez. Lopez, who had to come in for Johnston after Johnston was hit by pitch twice.
Pickoff attempt at first. Tyler Nelson with a great heads-up play. Even better heads-up play by Fritz to get back just in the nick of time.
So Lopez, 1-1. Will take the pitch from Huber. Will make contact, will go towards Mix, and will just bounce out of the glove. So it will be a single, second single in a row for Lopez. He's 2 for 2.
very tricky play by Nathan Mix, but we've seen him make plays like that before.
Yeah, just some a little more difficult than others. All depends on the way the ball's spinning, the ball's bouncing. There's a ground ball there, so now 2 men on base. Good opportunity for the freshman Huber on the mound to get out of a jam here. No outs. We'll take the first pitch. We'll go into right shallow, and both of the runners decide not to tag. And that's a good decision there. Yeah, Trace Kate was locked and loaded, ready to get someone out.
Yeah, that fly ball was a little too shallow for Fritz's liking. And I think that given what we've seen from Trace Kate's arm, he has a brilliant arm. He can really throw the ball a good ways in a hurry. So I think he definitely would have probably struck down Fritz had he decided to tag up and make the run to third.
Breaking ball there, just inside. 1-0. Christian Carlton up to bat now in the first game of the series, or pardon me, in the first game of the doubleheader today. Went 3 for 3 at bat. Today, not so much. Be perhaps a double play, and you better believe it is. A line out to Nathan Mix, just tosses it over to Colton Hicks. Just taps the bag, and the man that was trying to get his way to third ends up making his way back to the dugout. That'll end it, and good stuff for Carson Huber in his first time on the mound.
That was a fantastic play. We talk about Nathan Mix's phenomenal fielding. Makes the catch for the line out, then makes the light toss to second for the double play. Fritz, what more can you do there as a base runner? You thought for sure you'd get something there. Then you realize you strayed a little too far from the bag, and all of a sudden you are in incredible danger. And
yeah, not
just nothing you could do to get out of that one.
Yeah, not just a great catch from Nathan Mix, but great awareness as well to know where the easy out is, and it was right next to him. So we're going to go to the bottom of the 6th, and up to bat for the Lions will be Whitmer. Once again, we'll be right back. You're listening to Piedmont University Athletics on YouTube. Welcome back to Piedmont University Athletics on YouTube. My name is Chloe Spradlin, and with me is Matthew Charles Kodrowski. We are here at the bottom of the 6th. We've got a new man on the mound. It's Brandon Slaybaugh for the Scots. Meanwhile, for the Lions, James Whitmer back up to bat. Had an RBI single in his most recent at-bat. See if he can replicate that here. Slaybaugh with his first pitch will go high outside the zone for ball 1. We'll see Whitmer, along with that RBI single, had a sac fly and a walk. He'll take his second pitch here from Slaybaugh. Will go just outside, 2-0. Trying to get a feel for what Slaybaugh's go-to pitches are here. We'll take his third. And that one looked like perhaps a fastball. 2-1. That was a strike right down the middle. The 2-1 pitch to Whitmer will be popped up and fouled back.
Brendan Slaybaugh come to this game with a record of 1-1, 14 and 2/3 innings pitched, having a 3.07 ERA and 14 strikeouts, only 2 walks.
Looks like Slayball's had done very well so far in the season. We'll see James Whitmer doing very well there. That'll be, at minimum, a double, and it looks like he'll get there standing. Great hit over to right center. A double for Whitmer. This brings up Mix, who has been walked not one, not
twice,
two, but 3 times.
All 3 times he has made a plate appearance. He has reached first via a walk. This is going to be the ultimate test. The guy who's been walked 3 times versus the guy who's only given up 2 walks this season.
So last time he came up, I had said this was his first true at-bat. Looks like I lied there, because now this is his first true at-bat. He'll take a strike. A little bit up, but still inside the zone for 0-1. See Whitmer at second, leading off the bag. Not seen too much of Whitmer this year, but has certainly showed out on senior day today. He was honored earlier, as were 5 other Lions.
We will honor them once again at the end of this broadcast. If you don't feel like going back to the start of this broadcast to watch it then, you can stay tuned for the very end of this broadcast.
See another ball outside, 1-2 the count now.
That one was high off the plate. Looking to catch that upper half of the zone. He was really close, but just the very smallest of margins off.
This one will be popped up inside the infield. Looks like the first baseman will go grab it, and he will mix. No longer the walkman, now just a pop out. So we'll turn to the top of the order. Ellis and Hicks up next. Ellis will return first, and Hicks is on deck. Ellis, 2 singles in this game. Pryor had 4 singles in the first game, as well as 2 RBIs. Possibility of getting another RBI here with Whitmer at second. So 1 out. The first pitch for Ellis will be perhaps a, did you say that was fastball or curve? Couldn't tell. I think it was just fastball off the plate.
I call that in the dirt.
Yeah. What it was is not great. 1-0.
It's been a great game for Cole Ellis, the Flying Hawaiian, hailing from Woodstock, Georgia. 22 of 24 as far as stolen bases are concerned. He's found a way to get on base. He reached via fielder's choice. He also has a walk and a single. Make that another single.
Great stuff there. Maybe Whitmer will get there, and he'll be called out. Just too ambitious from Whitmer. And the third base coach looks at Whitmer, taps his chest, and says, "My bad," because he did send him all the way through. So that will be the second out. Cole Ellis does make his way to first, but no RBI there. So Colton Hicks will step up now. Was Cade swinging on his last at-bat. Only 1 hit in this game. Was a double in his first. Once again, was a transfer from Maryville, and just like that, he will get his second hit. Looks like he's going to try and go to second, and thinks better of it. Will return to first. Cole Ellis, on the other hand, goes from first to third. Now a man in scoring position with 2 on the corners. Up next, Carter Ballstat with 2 outs. So
Colton Hicks really showing out against his former team. Started things off today with a double, then reached first via an E2. Had a walk, a strikeout, now another single. He's only really been out on 1 occasion on his plate appearances today.
Was that initial pop out? There he'll swing and miss, 0-1. Ballstat, one of the seniors, another one of the seniors we were highlighting today. Spent 5 years here at Piedmont, currently a grad student, and he'll make contact there, but will line out. So unlucky, but a great play from the first baseman for the Scots. At the end of the bottom of the 6th, no runs were scored. No runs scored in the last 2, but we will go to the top of the 7th. We are still in run rule territory, so as long as the Lions can keep it up defensively, perhaps that just might close it out. You got to stay with us to find out, though, so make sure you stay with us. Thank you. You are listening to Piedmont Lions Athletics on YouTube.
Welcome back to Piedmont University Athletics on YouTube. Lions up by 10 as we enter the top of the 7th. Now, run rule is still in play. How do we get out of the run rule? Maryville only needs to bring home 1 run, and this game goes straight to 9. We have a new pitcher out there for the Lions. It's number 38, Lucas Tritt, the freshman. First pitch is well off the plate for ball 1. Here's the second pitch, also off the plate, but a little bit closer for ball 2. Tritt, 3.86 ERA in 4 2/3 innings pitched. He has 3 strikeouts and 4 walks. Out there right now is Will Hubble, the first baseman. Two-one delivery on the way. High off the plate, makes it 3-1. The hitter's pitch up next for Hubble.
We'll make contact there, go foul.
Now we're looking at a full count for Hubble. Three-two pitch, Hubble sends this one up into the air. It'll land over in foul territory. James Whitmer makes the catch by the Scots dugout. 1 away. It brings Hunter Thaxton, the third baseman, up to the plate. Thaxton has been nothing short of extraordinary for Maryville. 3 straight singles today in this game. And he had a home run in game 1. This one's going to be sent into right field. Trace Kate looking to track it down. He makes the catch for out number 2. 1 out. And the Lions will come out of here with a 2-game sweep in the doubleheader.
Not just a sweep, but it'll be a 2-game run rule. So far, let's do some math here. They scored 13 runs earlier? 19 runs earlier. 19 runs earlier, 12 runs now.
Bowers sends one into left field over the top of Nathan Mix. That'll go down as a single. That's the first hit we've seen from Bowers today. And now it brings Ashton Whitaker, the catcher. He reached first via fielder's choice. There's also been a fly out as well as a pop out.
Well, I was doing some math earlier, but I got distracted. It was 31 runs scored today for the Lions, but doesn't matter if they can't get it together here, as I was going to say, it could be possibly 2-run rules, but I think we might be speaking a little too prematurely. Two outs.
Back-to-back singles we've seen from Bowers and Whitaker. Now Colin Dungworth stepping up. The right fielder has a single, a flyout, and a strikeout today.
Don't want to make it 3 singles in a row.
Lucas Tritt trying to close it off for the Lions. That pitch is well off the plate. Tyler Nelson having to make a diving play to keep that one within wraps. 1-0 count. Tritt from the stretch, off the plate. 2-0 the count. That one was well high and well outside. Tritt trying to find the zone, trying to find his mojo right now. That one will find the zone for strike one. Two, 1 the count. Tritt from the stretch. That one's too far inside. Count is now 3-1. Hitters pitch up next for Colin Dungworth. Tritt with the pitch. Dungworth with a grounder. Gets into the glove of Carlson. Throw to second, and that's it. Lions win by run rule in both games of today's doubleheader, and they win the series 2-1 by a final score of 12-2 through 7.
Lions dropped the first game of the series in a heartbreaker, but they came back today, and they came back hot. Total of 31 runs scored today. Both of the games were in a run rule fashion, cool as you like, and now we head into playoff baseball. Not sure who the Lions play yet, but make sure you stay up to date on PiedmontLions.com as well as Piedmont Lions on all social media platforms to find out who and where the Lions will play their next games when it comes to playoffs.
Lions get a couple of wins. Now they're 9-9 in conference play. That should boost them up to a tie with Huntington. Huntington should have the tiebreaker, given the fact that they did win the series against Piedmont at Huntington. So the Lions currently sitting in 4th in the conference standings. They now pass Covenant College. Unsure whether or not we will see the Lions host another game here in Loudermilk Field for the CCS tournament. Unsure whether or not this will be the last game that we see from the Jug this season. But we cannot, if this is in fact the last game that we call from Loudermilk Field this season, what a season for the Lions. They are now 14-5. 14-5 at home this season.
Yeah, and I talked to Coach Scally about that earlier in the season, and he said in the last couple of years, they've not done great when they've played here at the Jug, and that was a big cause for concern when it came to the coaching staff. They wanted to make sure that when they came to the Jug, they showed up not only for themselves, not only for the season, but for the Loudermilk Field faithful, the Jug fans that come out here week in and week out and support the Lions, the guys in green, as obviously right now in white, but the guys in green who do great stuff. And speaking of some of those guys in green, today is senior day, it is alumni day, and for one more time we want to just shout out, we want to take a few moments to recognize the 2023 Piedmont University baseball senior class. These 6 seniors have combined to help lead the Lions to 70 victories over 4 years, including a pair of 21 seasons. At the Milk Jug, the Lions have posted an impressive 31 wins, including a 13, now 14-5 mark this season. We'll go ahead and honor those seniors now. Our first seniors that we will honor is from Gainesville, Georgia. Kelton Kieschnick. Kieschnick has appeared in a total of 17 contests during his career in the green and gold, including a career-high 7 appearances as a sophomore in 2021. That year, Kieschnick earned a pair of starts, pitching over 12 innings of work with 28 innings on the mound in his career. He posted a 1-1 record with his win coming as a freshman against Brevard. This year, Kelton pitched 1 inning against Berea, as well as 1 inning today, allowing just 1 hit and striking out 1, giving him 12 strikeouts for his career. Kieschnick plans to graduate in December with a degree in business management. From Gainesville, Georgia, number 19, the senior, Kelton Kieschnick. We will also honor our next senior from Loganville, Georgia, Nathan Boyce. Boyce has totaled 41 appearances on the mound for the Lions with a career-high 14 outings this season as a senior. He posts a 2-2 record overall with both wins coming in 2021 at Oglethorpe and in a huge win against LaGrange. Against the Panthers, Boyce entered in a 9-1 hole and pitched 5 2/3 innings without allowing an earned run while striking out 2 to earn the win. This season, he has made 5 appearances of an inning or more without allowing an earned run. A 2020 USA South All-Academic team member, he plans to graduate in May with a degree in applied mathematics. From Loganville, Georgia, number 31, Nathan Boyce. We will also highlight our 3rd senior from Monroe, Georgia, Grant Olson. Olson has spent 3 years on the field for the Lions, appearing in 4 games and earning 28 starts. Last year as a junior, Olson started 23 games, primarily at first base. Last season, he took one for the team as Piedmont had a walk-off hit by pitch to claim a 6-5 victory at home over Christopher Newport. In 2022, Olson hit nearly 300 on the season. Olson hit nearly 300 on the season and was 3rd on the team with a .418 on-base percentage. He has recorded 31 hits for his career, with 26 last season alone, and totaled 20 RBIs. The lone home run of his career came at Maryville last season with a 2 RBI shot to right. Off the field, he's a 3-time USA South All-Academic team member, and he plans to graduate in May with a degree in business analytics and a minor in political science. From Monroe, Georgia, number 25, Grant Olson.
Our next senior from Lilburn, Georgia, James Whitmer. Whitmer came on strong in his career, making a big impact from the start. In the COVID-shortened 2020 season, he started all 17 games as a freshman and hit .356 for the year. He earned USA South Rookie of the Week 3 times that season and delivered a walk-off in a 2-1 home victory over Pfeiffer. For his career, he has appeared in 92 contests with 80 starts, including a career-high 36 as a sophomore. He has totaled 71 hits, including his first career home run this season against Bridgewater. He's at 45 RBI in his career and scored 42 runs. Whitmer plans to graduate in May of 2024 with a degree in sports communications. Once again, from Lilburn, Georgia, number 5, James Whitmer. Our next senior from Weston, Connecticut, Scott Lyon. Lyon has spent his career roaming the middle infield for the Lions in several different roles over his career. He has played in 97 total games for the Lions, earning 79 starts across 4 seasons. In 2021, Lyon led the team with 4 home runs, as he has totaled 5 for his career with 1 earlier this season. Lyon has totaled 69 hits with 50 RBI for his career. Twice in his career, he has been second on the team in walks with 59 total free bases. This season, his best outing came at Covenant, where Lyon went 2 for 4 with 4 RBI, including that home run. Off the field, Scott was named to the USA South All-Academic team in 2020. He plans to graduate in May with a degree in business finance. Once again, from Weston, Connecticut, number 14, Scott Lyon. And now for our final senior from Gainesville, Georgia, number 26, Carter Ballstadt. Ballstadt is the lone member of this senior class to have spent 5 seasons with the Lions after coming on the scene as a freshman in 2019. After spending 1 year solely on the mound, Ballstadt has spent the last 4 years for the Lions in center field and serving for 3 seasons as a closer. He began his career with 7 consecutive scoreless relief appearances and posted an ERA under 3 in 2020, 2021, and 2022. Carter holds several records, including the most home runs in a single season, set in 2022 with his 12 home runs, and now the most home runs for a career with 21 home runs after adding 6 this season. He set single-season records for home runs, RBI, total bases, and slugging percentage last season with a remarkable 777 slugging percentage to end the year. Ballstat earned a Gold Glove in 2021 as one of 3 outfielders in the country at the D3 level to do so. Twice in his career, he has earned All-American honors from both D3Baseball.com and the ABCA/Rawlings. He is a 4-time USA South All-Academic selection and is working toward a master's in business administration. Once again, from Gainesville, Georgia, number 26, Carter Ballstat.
That's all for us here. That's all she wrote for the regular season. Your Lions finish it off with a sweep, both in run rule fashion. We want to thank you all so much for tuning in with us all day long. From Danielle Percival and her staff here at Piedmont University, thank you very much and have a great night.